Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. So today, really excited because I'm back in the kitchen and I've got an amazing DIY for you. And for the first time on this channel, we are going to be making masks or hair treatments using henna. Now, henna is one of those Ayurvedic herbs which is one of the, I suppose, most powerful herbs out there, and it's been used for centuries. And most people think about it as a natural hair dye, but it actually has lots of benefits for the scalp as well as the hair. So not only can it give your hair, a nice coppery reddish color if that's what you want, but if your hair is black like mine, you're probably not going to get that much of a red color, but you could still get the benefits of henna, which include hair strengthening and fortification. So you're going to get less breakage, less split ends, and better length retention, because what the henna does is it releases a dye that's called Lawson dye. This is what colors the hair, but it also goes in and sort of fills in the gaps, the little holes that may be in your hair shaft, and thereby strengthening your hair, and your hair is less likely to break. The other thing it does is it's really good for the scalp. So if you've got any dandruff, henna can really help with that, and it also helps to strengthen the roots, so you're going to get less hair shedding. Yes, hair does shed naturally, but sometimes you get excessive shedding, abnormal shedding, and henna could help to strengthen the hair roots so that you don't have the abnormal shedding. So, henna can be used in lots of different ways: a full-on mask, a tea spray, and oil. But today I'm going to be showing you how to make a henna gloss, which is like a conditioning treatment that's infused with henna. And it is a conditioning treatment because what you are effectively doing is mixing the henna powder with either a deep conditioner or a rinse-out conditioner. But you're going to keep it in for a while just to make sure that you get the benefits of the henna. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make the henna gloss, and then in my next video, I'll show you exactly how to use it, because remember, this is a very powerful herb and you want to make sure you're using it correctly so that you get the benefits and you do not damage your hair. So in terms of ingredients, very simple. We're going to need some henna, and you need to make sure that you've got a really good quality henna. And in fact, it's recommended that you choose body art quality henna, because this is going to be safe for your hair as well as your scalp. I think the concern is always that if you get something that's not meant for body art, that some companies may add fillers or bulking agents, etc., which might not necessarily be safe for the skin. And the scalp is skin, so you want to make sure it's really safe. So the finer it is, then the smoother your paste will be, and it'll be much easier to rinse out eventually, and it's also easier to apply. And when you get your henna, make sure that it's green in color, because that's what henna looks like naturally. And then you're going to need a conditioner. So it's best to use a moisturizing deep conditioner, because remember, henna can be a bit drying and you want to make sure that your hair gets moisture back in. And you also want to make sure that it is protein free. The reason is henna is a strengthening agent, and it works very much like a protein treatment, and therefore if you added to conditioner or deep conditioner that has protein in it, then your hair could get really dry and bristle, and in the same way that it breaks or gets dry and brittle when you get protein overload. So this is a really good one. If you're looking for an example, is the one by Curl Essence. It's a moisturizing conditioner. It is a conditioner, but it can also be used as a deep conditioner, and that's why I love it. And then in terms of utensils, it's recommended that you use non-metallic utensils because apparently the metals can cause oxidation in the henna, and you don't want that. So glass and plastic are recommended. That's why I've got my glass bowl and my plastic spoon there. I also have a wooden spoon somewhere. So the method, very simple. Because I'm starting out, I don't want to add too much of the henna, so this is what I would recommend if this is like your first time. So I'm only going to add the equivalent of 2 tablespoons, so that's about 30 mils of the henna, into my bowl, and then I'm going to add my conditioner. So if you are, seasoned henna user, then a 50-50 sort of a split is quite good, and it's recommended. So how much conditioner to add really depends on how much hair you've got. So just add enough conditioner that's going to make sure that all of your hair is covered, and you don't miss out any bits. So it's better to err on the side of caution and just a little bit more, just because you don't want to run out, do you? Because you'll see later on in the process that it takes a while to develop this thing. So once you've mixed your henna and your conditioner, you want to mix it thoroughly into a nice smooth paste. And that's why I say that if you get a really super smooth powder, you're going to get a super smooth paste. So initially it will just look green like it does in the video here. But then what you're going to do is going to start changing color, as you'll see further down the line as the Lawson dye starts to get released. So how thick it is, the consistency really is a personal preference. So if you make it too runny, then it's going to start dripping all over your neck and face, etc. Then it's going to get really, really messy. So what I do is mix the conditioner and powder first, and then I adjust the consistency by adding small amounts of water at a time, some warm water, until it is the consistency that you're happy with. My personal preference is like cake batter or pancake batter. Anything runnier than that is gonna cause a mess. And even though this is not a full henna treatment, it is a gloss. The dyeing, the ability is still there, so it can still go and color your skin. In the same way that mehndi does, but it's washable. But you don't want to walk around with henna on your skin unnecessarily, especially if you're going to get trickles of it. So I mixed mine into the consistency that I was happy with, and now the important thing now is to cover it and then leave it to develop. So as I say, there is the Lawson dye, which is what gives the red color. So now when you've left it, you'll notice that the color starts to change. And it probably takes about 30 minutes or so, maybe even an hour for you to start seeing the color change. So don't worry if, like, for the first 30 minutes or an hour, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Eventually it will get released. And that's why you need to leave it for longer, for maybe a minimum an hour. 2 hours is probably good. Some people even leave it longer, for about 4 hours, to allow more of the Lawson dye to be released. So in essence, the longer you leave it to develop, the more potent your henna gloss is going to be. So if you just use it after about 10 minutes, you're not going to get that much benefit. 30 minutes, you're probably starting to get something. An hour is reasonable, but 2 hours is probably the time where you say, okay, you're going to get benefits now. So as you can see in this video, that is starting to change color a little bit. You can see the tiny bit of red tinge coming through, and that is exactly what we're looking for. And over time, you'll notice that it will change. It's not going to be as intense as a full henna treatment, because we've mixed, just a small amount of the powder with the conditioner, but you will start seeing a little bit of the red coming through. So this is what mine looked like after I left it for about a couple of hours. The intensity of the color will depend on how much henna you've added, how much conditioner you've added. So since I only added about a couple of tablespoons, it was never going to be bright red, but it's fantastic and it is ready to use. So as I say, this is a deep conditioner, so ideally you should use it after you've cleaned your hair. So applying it to clean hair means that it's going to improve the uptake of the lotion dye because you've removed any product buildup, dirt, oils, etc. And therefore you're going to get the most benefits from it. If you apply it to dirty hair, then you're not going to get as much benefit. So in terms of storage, ideally you just want to make enough to use on the day so that you don't have any leftovers. But you know, you never know. You might make a big batch and you've got leftovers. So rather than put that to waste, you could actually freeze it. So you could just put it in a little tub, or you could even put it into an ice cube tray, freeze it, and then when you need it, you can just defrost it and it'll be good to use. So that's it for this video. In my next video, I'll be showing you exactly how I used the henna gloss so that you know how to use it safely on your hair so that you get the benefits and you don't damage your hair. And I'll also explain things like how often to use it, when to use it, etc. So stay tuned. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. And if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section and I will get back to you. So I'll have another video for you real soon. But before I go, thank you so much to all my subscribers. Really, really appreciate your love and support. If you haven't subscribed already, then please do subscribe. And I'd also appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up. So I'll see you soon, my lovelies. Until then, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And God bless. Bye for now.